Welcome back to Bleacher Talk. I'm your host, Joe, as always. And as always, this is a podcast that 22-year-old thinks would be a good topic to talk about. Yeah. So, just a quick little before we start today. So, this is actually the fourth episode I'm going to be recording, but it's going to be the first one I'm posting to my YouTube channel with this whole series of podcasts I'm doing. So, in yesterday, when I was talking, in episode 2, when I was talking about I'm going to be talking about One Piece after, yesterday's topic, tomorrow's topic, which is anime in general. It's actually going to get posted before. I know that's kind of confusing, but I feel like this topic is a good one to start it off with. So even though it's being recorded after episode 2, this one is episode 1. All right, One Piece. Where do I even start with this? It's One Piece. There's nothing else to say. It's the juggernaut of the big three. It is maybe the single greatest piece of fiction I've ever consumed. And it is the single greatest piece of fiction I've ever consumed. And it's maybe the greatest piece of fiction ever created. And I'm not just talking about the anime or just the manga. I'm talking about both of them. They're both, like, there's no difference, in my opinion, between the anime and the manga, like with some other, stories. Yeah, I'm talking about Yu Boruto. Geek ass manga, but dog shit anime because the garbage ass production schedule ruins the animation. You know what? I'm not going to talk about that as I'm going to go on that tangent and let's just get talking about Monkey D. Luffy. Bro is just that guy. He is the definition of that ripped Chad meme. You know just what I'm talking about. The black and white one, dude with the beard. He is him. Bro just walks around saying, "I'm going to be king of the pirates," and if anyone says no, you're not, or they say no, it's going to be me, or nah, let me just do my thing. He just beats the brakes off them if they're in his way. He beats the brakes off them, throws a party, dips, and does it again in like 2 days. He's the GOAT. Bro has every single power a person in that verse can even have. He's got the single most powerful Amarokan devil fruit with the Nika fruit. Like, I don't care about spoilers. I don't give a shit. I am talking about what I want. It's my podcast. Go cry about it. At the most broken devil fruit and the most powerful. He's got all 3 types of hockey and the advanced forms of all of them. He can cope all of them. He's a walking cheat code. Like, literally the only people we've been shown to this point, and when I'm recording, are that Shanks and Garp have maybe stronger hockey. Definitely Shanks, probably Garp. We all Galaxy Fist. Come on, that thing's nuking an entire town. That's taken out of small college. Luffy's just a walking cheat code. Like, think about it this way: if anybody else was on Skypiea, Enel is winning. Like, who else is tanking 200 million volts of electricity at once? It's the literal one counter in the entire verse to him happens to show up when he's trying to execute his plan. Like, bro is him. Like, he's him. He's gonna be the Pirate King. He is Joy Boy. He has me ready to freaking jump into my TV and sail across the sea with no powers, no hockey, no weapons, nothing, just so I can go try to dap him up and say what's up. And hopefully he'll even look at me. And I don't pass out from the Conqueror's hockey. He's not even admitting at that moment. Zoro. Absolute dog. There's nothing else I have to say about that. Sanji. He's that guy. He's a dog. He's a simp. Nothing else I gotta say about that. The 2 wings of the Pirate King, come on. Jinbei, he is an absolute dog. That man is, that's the dad of the crew. Animal. Dog, nothing left. Frankie, my man. He's the only character to have me out of my seat after he gave a speech. Didn't even give a speech. Bro just runs over Big Mom. Nami sees her down. She's like, all right, let's get out of here. Oh, it's an Emperor of the Sea. And then, man, aren't we going to make our captain the king of the pirates? Why are we going to be afraid of an emperor? Oh my God, it's the coldest shit I've ever heard in my life. Oh my God. Staring down Big Mom while he says it. Chad. He is a Chad. Frankie's that dude. Like, I think by the end of Egghead, Vegapunk's gonna teach him how the green blood works and give him some of it, and it's over. You can just give him the crown at that point. We don't even have to go to Laugh Tale. Nami. It only took like 1,082 chapters, but she's growing on me still. I still don't, she's there just to kind of be there. She's kind of just fan service at this point. She's not powerful. Yeah, she's got Zeus, but like, come on. It's just a doohickey. She's got a doohickey, and she knows how to get places. I will say, without Nami, they would never have made it to the Grand Line, and they would have never made it off. Like, I don't know, they would have not made a single. They would be going in circles, but they would have found Laugh Tale somehow because Zoro would be in charge. Let's just be real. It, there would be no story without her. Robin, she's that chick. The world government doesn't want anyone else as badly as they want like her, Luffy and Dragon. Like, come on, she's her. Usopp, he still kind of pisses me off after even like all this time. He still pisses me off. Like, he doesn't do shit. He just complains and runs away and just gets his ass beat and he's in bandages for the entire arc. He's my least favorite by far on the crew. Tony Chopper. I ain't even saying a single other fucking word but his name. My dog. Like, Brooke, cool ass dude. They never let him do anything. It sucks. I like him. I like him. They don't let him do anything. He doesn't have any character progression. Yeah, he can like turn into a ghost now, but that's it. He doesn't do anything else. They let him shine and whole cake a little bit, but that's all they've ever let him do. It's wasted potential. He's a goat. I like him. All right, let's get to where we're at right now in the manga. Egghead is bonkers. Oda literally can't miss. Again, there's a reason they call him Goda. Like, this man refuses to stop cooking. He writes maybe the greatest arc of all time in Wano, and he just keeps going. And it's even better. It's gonna be. It's. I think it's already really. It's already insane. I think by the time we get to the end of Egghead, it's gonna surpass Wano. Shit is going down. There are 100 warships on the way. Kizaru's coming, and they got the member. They got Saturn. Remember the Gorosei coming too. What's going down? They were coming before Luffy was even there. Like, they're trying to make Ohara look like a fucking Disney movie. A fucking Disney movie compared to what Egghead's going to be. I think they're going to broadcast this thing to the whole world like Marineford, and I think Luffy's going to give them all. The Straw Hats are going to give them the hands live on TV, and it's going to be bad for the world government. Everyone's going to be seeing Gear 5, and I don't know how Imu's going to factor into this, but he's going to be shitting his or her fucking pants. Ugh. We finally get a named attack from Shanks, and he absolutely takes out Kid. I mean, Kid's always been dog water. He's never won a fight on literally never won in his life. He literally got carried by Law in the fight against Big Mom, but we're not going to talk about that, I guess. He's dead. I kind of hope, I'm going to be honest, he's just literally dog water. He's a literal Walmart version of Shanks, and he can't hold his fucking, like, a single one of his hair, like red hairs. And then the next week, we see Garp go insane and unleash maybe the biggest blow of Advanced Conquerors hockey we've ever seen in our lives. Thing would have taken out, like I said, would have taken out an entire city. Like, and then the next week we get Beppo finally showing that he's a god. Like, he's that boy. Going Sulong in the daytime, which just proves again why Chopper is my fucking man. Like, at this point, like I think Oda, if he like, I think like I don't know what that movie's called. Isn't I don't know. I don't remember the thing's called. Like, there's a bomb on the bus, and if they slow down past a certain point, they're gonna explode. I feel like Oda got that in his thinks that's gonna happen to him if he stops writing peak manga. Like, he'll actually explode or something. I mean, I'm cool with it. I don't mind. Because the vibes have never been more endgame than they are right now. Everything's coming together. Oda said it himself. When you see Shanks starting to show up more in the manga regularly, that's how you know it's endgame. And he showed up twice already in like the last like not very long. Come on. Come on. Let's be real. Like, oh man, like we got Garp fighting Kizaru right now. Sorry, we got Garp fighting Kuzan right now. let's be real. Like we know that Kuzan's still in Sword and he's putting on a show for Blackbeard because he's in that crew as a spy. Like, let's just be honest. Like, Oda can't throw us off. We're not that dumb. We're smart enough to figure that out. Like, you don't just jump your whole sense of justice like that just because you lost a fight. Let's be real. Come on. Come on. Like here, I don't know how everything's gonna go on from here on out. I can't wait to find out. Like Kuzan is so clearly sword. Like I don't know. I think Beppo's not taking Law on the way to Egghead. Like they all know where each other was. They knew where the like Law, Luffy, and Kid knew where each other were going. Like I think Beppo's taking him, and I think Law is going to end up being the final like official crewmate, and then Beppo's going to be there for the ride. Like Beppo's going to be like a token extra character for the next like 2 arcs, like some carrot vibes. He's going to be there, and which I think is a shame. I think Beppo's a boy, but like I don't know. And then I really have zero clue which Blackbeard pirate is coming to Egghead. I thought it was Kuzan. It made way too much sense for him to be coming with the Ohara parallels. But I don't know. Now he's on Hachinosu. He's chucking knocks with Garp. Who knows? Uh, I just think like they're gonna wipe this entire fleet. I think they're gonna kick Kizaru's ass. They're gonna send Saturn back to Marijua with his like tail between his legs. Like then they're going to Elbaf. Like there's no reason they would be showing us that for no. It's the next closest island. Like come on. Shanks is going to be there. And here's where I think it's going to get a little crazy. Obviously, Luffy's going to meet Shanks for the first time in 12 years. That's got to happen at some point. He's got to see him. Shanks is not the last endgame villain. Like, let's be real. Anyone who says evil Shanks is just kind of brain dead. Literally, that theory definitely got started by someone who was just fucking around for fun, and it got steam. It's like Darth Jar Jar. One person says something funny, and then everyone jumps on it. Eventually, everyone forgets that it was a joke to begin with. Shanks is not a villain. He's simply not a villain, and I don't think the two crews are gonna fight either on Elbaf. There's no reason for them to fight. There's literally like Luffy only fights when he has to fight. Like Luffy doesn't just start swinging to swing. I don't think Shanks swings to swing either. Like I think they're honestly gonna have a baby back fight, and you might call me crazy for that, but let's just be real. Long ring, long land makes no sense in the canon. It's the only one that doesn't tie into anything. Literally nothing. Oda doesn't just do that. Man doesn't just do that. Doesn't write something for no reason. It makes too much sense that two friends, especially Luffy and Shanks, are gonna do that with each other. They're gonna have a little Davy back fight to see which crew is more powerful. Because if you remember back to like episode 3, chapter 1, like episode 3, whatever it was, Luffy didn't say that he was gonna like fight Shanks to show who's more powerful. Luffy's whole view of what a pirate is based on Shanks. And Shanks is the whole let's party and let's eat and let's be friends. So to Luffy, whoever can throw like the best party and have the best friends and have the best time is the most powerful in his mind. That's what makes the best pirate to him. And that is his literal definition of a pirate is Shanks. It only makes sense that that's what's going to happen before they get to Laugh Tale. It has to happen. He's got to see Shanks. They're going to have a Davy back fight, I think, like a good natured one. And I didn't know how it was going to happen up until last week. I thought that Crossgale would be a part of that somehow because like you got to factor them in somewhere, and it didn't. I couldn't figure out how Mihawk was going to factor in to fight Zoro at some point, but until then, that's what I thought would happen, and then somehow Buggy would end up with Shanks based on the Davy back fight, and like this Mihawk would fight Zoro, and obviously Zoro would win because at this point they're not going to make them fight, and Zoro's not going to win. It's end game. It's too late for that. He can't get stronger at this point. Like he can't like train anymore to fight Mihawk. Like we don't have another 10 years. Like it's end game now. It's the final saga. Like there's no other like growth. He can't fight him and lose and fight him again. It's not happening. And then I don't know how everything fits into there, but after this week, I could on like the crazy thing is I could see it being Luffy and Buggy getting to Laugh Tale because Buggy just keeps failing upwards. And if that happens, like, but the fights, and call me crazy, Luffy's not fighting Buggy. Like, dude literally beat him in the first arc. Like, come on. He was literally the first villain. Like, Buggy had a $15 million bounty. Barry, sorry. stay in World Tier, had a 15 billion million berry bounty until he became a warlord by failing upwards, by getting out of Impel Down only because Luffy let him out. Kept failing upwards. People just like him. He's a charisma. He's like Luffy. He can get anyone on his team, whether he tries to or not. He does it by accident 90% of the time. Luffy's not fighting him. That makes no sense. That would be a one panel. Luffy would punch him one singular time with gear 2 and it's over. Like second gear, we're going back to 2005. One punch and he's out. One gum Gatling, no even gear 2, it's over. Low key, Nami would probably end up fighting him, and it makes no sense. But Orange Town, it doesn't really make sense to me, but it adds up in my head. I can't give reasoning because I don't have it. It's just in my head. It tickles my brain the right way. Zora Mihawk. Come on. Yeah. And then Crocodile, I could see it going one of two ways. I don't really know because, normally it would be Sanji, but like it just doesn't fit for me. So I think it would either be Jinbei because, two former warlords, which is, I think, more likely what would happen if this were situation played out, or Robin because, Alabasta and Baroque works, all that stuff. He tried to have her left for dead, how it be. And then like the problem is there's no one else on the crew to have a fight. And I think Oda can get away with it by letting them have their own moments before this. Like I think Sanji's gonna fight Kizaru. I just in general, I think that because two they both like to kick people, they're both fast as fuck, and they both like yellow. It's been set up since the return of the New World. Like, let's be real. We all knew this is what was gonna happen. If any of them had to fight admirals, we all know who would fight who, like admiral wise. It's like it always comes back to the same thing that no matter what you're talking about in a fight like this, when Kizaru's around, Sanji's gonna fight him. It just makes too much sense. I don't know how Robin fits into this. I think whenever they get to Elbaf, Saul's clearly there, so that's where she gets her moment of whatever it is. She gets there, gets to see Saul, her literal only other friend besides the crew. Usopp, whenever they get to Elbaf, he's got Yasop to talk to, and then he's gotta get some crazy upgrade there because I can't deal with him. Like you think Usopp even this Usopp's not making it one step on Laugh Tale. Like he's got to fight Van Auger, and he's getting the brakes beat off of him with one shot from Van Auger right now. Like Van Auger can teleport. He can't hit him unless he has that observation hockey like that. And crazy because Yasop's canonically got the best observation hockey in the verse. He can see over a day into the future. That's canon, and you know how shonen is. The new generation always surpasses the previous one. So Usopp's gonna end up having better observation hockey than Yasop, or his character is just literally dog shit. He already is, and he's on Elbaf, and we like 20 years ago they promised us that he would get trained by the Giants on Elbaf. So it's gotta happen. And Chopper and Brooke really don't need to fight anyone. They're not even like their characters are both they're both wasted. They're both such wasted characters, especially Brooke. Like he has nothing else. Like he just wants to see Laboon. Like they got no one to fight him on any of these crews. Nothing makes sense to me. Like in any way, shape, or form, nothing makes sense for him fighting anyone. And then Chopper, like they're just gonna give some weird illness in one of these fights. Or actually, honestly, for Chopper, what I could see happening. So I like the theory. I kind of like this goes along with the theory that Devil Fruit users can't make it to Laugh Tale except for people with the Nika fruit, because Joy Boy is the only other one that ever got there besides Roger. And Roger, as far as we still know, had no one with the devil fruit on his crew. And why else would Shanks have no one with a devil fruit on his crew? Everyone that had a devil fruit that's ever gotten close to Laugh Tale got sick. Toki had to get dropped off right beforehand. And then as soon as they were about to get there, Buggy gets sick. Only two people with devil fruits that were on that boat for the entire journey. And they both have to get off right before. Like it makes sense to me that half the crew can't get there for the Straw Hats. That's the case. And then we get Chopper to be the GOAT and find some cure and get them all there. It makes sense to me. I can't, I'm not a prediction guy. It's just, this next one's going to not make any sense, but Frankie, he doesn't really need to fight for anyone either. I think in Egghead, he could take down S-Shark because, he's got the green blood with Senor Pink's powers in it right now. And with Vegapunk being there, Vegapunk's dying. Let's be real. All the Vegapunks are done after this arc. Like the new greatest mind in the world is about to be Frankie. Like, let's be real. Yeah, his official title is shipwright, but like his role is scientist. Like he's like the mad scientist of the group. Like I think Vegapunk somehow either gives him some of the green blood or teaches him how it works, or gives him some kind of upgrade with this blood, or he just figures it out himself because he obviously knows those are Senor Pink's powers. He said it himself. I think he gets it, and he gets a couple of vials of those green blood that he can substitute out for his cola. But obviously, he's gonna use them sparingly. And we're in end game now, so if any fights, he can pop them out then. You know, yeah, and yeah, yeah, in the end of the day, let's be real. We know that Blackbeard's in final foe. He's gonna fight Luffy, and Luffy's gonna win because I mean it's shonen. Let's be real. We already know he's gonna be the Pirate King, but like he's gonna get the One Piece. But it's the journey of getting there and seeing how it happens. That's why we love it. Like Oda is just that guy. Yet you know, I love it. This has been going on for way too long, so I'm gonna cut this here. You know, thank you everybody for tuning in again. I rambled for a long time on this one. I don't even want to know how long it was. Hey, like I said, this has been episode 1 of Bleacher Takes. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.